What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Big Shane here, of course, back with another review for you. Today we are continuing our gas station / truck stop series with the gas station that I talked about last week, Casey's General Store. So I found myself back in Joplin, Missouri today, and I seen a lot of different places to go. We did the come and go place last week for kind of the second part. We did Quick Trip first. We did come and go last week, and we're doing Casey's this week, and then I'm gonna get Love's Travel Plaza in there and all that, and different truck stops, Vito Junction, which is the TA service, Petro over, and we're just gonna go everywhere. And the whole idea behind this is not really to review the food, but to kind of give you a heads up that if you're traveling, these are the places that you can stop and get a decent bite to eat for a cheap amount of money. And so today we went to Casey's, and to me, Casey's has been known for their pizzas for a long time. That's just the way they are. So I stopped at the Joplin, Missouri Casey's, the one on highway. It's 7th Street, but it's Route 66, essentially, that goes to Joplin. And it's a pretty good-sized, newer Casey's. And so I went in there, and I was just going to grab like a wrap or something that was pre-made and a piece of pizza. Well, it was morning time. It's morning time, so I got breakfast pizza. But this Casey's, unlike the ones around us, don't have like the stuff that this one has. So this one has a deli, essentially a deli. And they do like Subway sandwiches. So I'm like, oh, cool. They do like sub sandwiches. Kind of like Subways or, Mr. Goodson, something like that. I said, oh, I'll get one of those. So I asked the guy, I said, are y'all making, sandwiches this early in the morning? And he's like, yeah, we make them, from when we open and when we close. I said, oh, good. And then he goes, well, what kind do you want? I was like, well, what's going on? Like, what's the good ones? And he's like, well, we have Italians and stuff. I said, well, Italian sounds really good apparently they have a jalapeno cheddar bread. So I got that. And I said, well, I'll have the Italian on the jalapeno cheddar bread. And he's like, okay, cool. So we got that. And I said, he's like, what kind of cheese? And I was like, well, what kind of cheese do normally people order on it? Oh, provolone. I said, well, let's get that. And then I got spinach, jalapenos, tomatoes, and onions. And Italian dressing on our little 6-inch sandwich here. And then we got our breakfast pizza. And if you're not familiar with breakfast pizza, it's pizza, Casey's pizza. It's got scrambled eggs, bacon, this special cheese sauce on it, lots of cheese. But let's get into this review here. And if the video quality seems different this week, it's because I'm doing this with my phone, because I haven't been doing YouTube long enough to remember to get my memory card out of my computer before I leave the house in the morning. So that's what happened with that. But here's pizza. Good heavy slice of pizza. Eggs. Might have sausage on there. I love Casey's pizza. I'm spitting it out. Sorry. That was nasty. I absolutely love Casey's pizza. It always has been a favorite of mine. Better than Pizza Hut, I think, locally for us. And breakfast pizza has always been one of my favorites. I've always ordered it even at night. But you can see in there you got your little, your cheese sauce and different things. And this is actually cooled off quite a bit. She didn't give me no napkins. My nose was running. This is actually cooled off quite a bit because of me buying it in Joplin, and I'm actually in Galena now, so I drove about 20 minutes away for my next appointment. So, but this is still good. I love cold pizza, so it's good for me. But This hot is even better, I think. Well, probably not better, but it's really good too. And it's cheap. I got the 6-inch sandwich, the pizza, and my drink, which is just water, but you still get charged for the cup, for like $7, which is ridiculous. I mean, depending on how good the sandwich is when I eat it here in a minute, you can't go to Subway and get a sandwich for $7. I wish you'd give me a napkin. Not a napkin. I got disinfectant wipes, so I really don't want to wipe my face with that. Anyway, Now, Casey's has these breakfast pizzas. They have breakfast sandwiches. But I didn't want to get a breakfast sandwich because you can go to like McDonald's drive-thru, get breakfast sandwiches. That cheese sauce that's on there is kind of like a hollandaise, cheesy. You know, it's a good sauce. It's got a good flavor to it. I can't really explain what it is. It's not spicy. It's not a nacho cheese or anything like that. And then they got bacon. And as you can tell, there is plenty of bacon on there. Plenty of little eggs. I know the eggs are fake, but it's really good. It comes together really well. If you haven't had breakfast pizza, I suggest you try it. Lots of mozzarella cheese on there, all melty. And then, of course, it's Casey's. So that Casey's deal is like they have really good pizza ovens, so you get like the brownness of the cheese on there, and it comes out really good. It's very tasty. Very, it's real bacon. You know, they use on their pizzas. It's not like bacon bits. There's some of the egg right there in the corner. It's good. You know, for a stop, you come by, you're hanging out, you're sitting there, you're going, hey, you know, I got to run in and get gas. I got to run, you know. Casey's is a good place to stop. It's very, it's convenient, and they have more options than a lot of people, like food-wise. They make hamburgers and sausage sandwiches, sub sandwiches, wraps, chicken strips. They have these little cheesy tater guys, like hash browns with cheese in them. They're really good. They have your pizzas, everything. All their pizzas wonderful, and they have it hot ready for you. You don't have to go and order it. They have the pizzas on these little cardboard things in the case, hot, like fresh, hot. They make them like every hour, so they're good. Here's what we're just drinking water today, by the way. I had a coffee on the way to Joplin this morning, so I figured that was enough caffeine for a little bit. So I didn't get anything. But let's get into this sandwich, because this is what I'm really interested in, because I've never actually had a fresh Casey's sandwich. So I've had their pre-mades that they just put in a bag and they put in the cooler. But this is made right in front of you, like Subway would be, by the guy that works there. And he was really nice, really went out of his way for me. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. I want you to see the awesomeness this is a sandwich. Look at that. Oh my. Look at that. Get it in there. That's crazy. I'm going to angle you all down a little bit. I don't know. I'm using my phone. It's weird to me. So, but I don't even know which camera does what. I didn't even check. But God, look at that. Oh, the Italian dressing. Just running right out of it. So this is an Italian sandwich from Casey's. We're going to burger diaper it because it does have Italian dressing on it, and I'm afraid that it's going to get everywhere. It's jalapeno cheddar bread. Jalapeno cheddar bread, which is one of the options. And I said, God, that's got to be good. So we're doing that. But let's get into this thing. That's way better than Subway. Right off the rip, dude. The bread is fresh. They baked it this morning. The spinach is, everything was fresh. That ham, it's got a really good, like a sweet, smoky flavor to it. There's pepperoni, hard salami on there. You can kind of see the tomato and the spinach in there. Get a picture of that dressing. Oh, yeah. Oh, Italian dressing. Wow. That is unbelievably nuts. I don't know why I've waited so long to get a fresh sandwich from Casey's. This is ridiculous. That guy, he was on it. And we'll cover that part in the review of the actual place here in a second. Well, let me get running with this, and we'll... God, that's so good. The cheese baked into that bread right there. It's so fresh. It's like you take a bite out of it, and you can imagine the people in Casey's this morning when they made the donuts sprinkling cheese on this loaf of bread and running it through the oven. It's unbelievably like you got the exterior that you're supposed to have, but it's so soft inside. The meat, it doesn't taste old. It hasn't been out all day, probably. Well, I got it this morning, so of course I've been out all day. But they keep it covered up in the deli there, so you're not like getting meat that's been aged or. Hold on. I had to wipe my nose on my shirt. My freaking allergies. I mowed my yard yesterday, so I apologize for that. I didn't have any pills. But this is great. This is just wonderful. It's got that like down home, like it tastes like it's homemade because it's fresh. I can't praise this enough. This is nuts. This is better than anything that they had it. I'm going to guess Come and Go. I don't know about Quick Trip. They don't have the deli. Some of them do though. Some of the Quick Trips have the deli. I'll have to try a deli sandwich from Quick Trip and see how that works. The bread's falling apart. We're down to the last bites here, and this will be the end of this, but look at that. Like, I can't, all the way down in there. That's crazy. That's really good. Really good. Should have grabbed some napkins, though. Next time I'll grab napkins. So, let's break down this review like we always do. Rhymed. Anyway, the pizza, it's Casey's Pizza, man. It's always hitting. It's always good. If you've had Casey's Pizza, you know. It's just there. So, I'm going to give it a 4.5. No, I'm going out of 10 this time. I started going out of 10. 9. 8.5, 9. It was good. Fresh. They had just made it right before I got there. Because I got there at the top of the hour. They make new pizzas like every hour, I think. So you just filled the warmer. It was really good. You get the way the pizza is served at Casey's, it's really like, they got this big, if you've never been, like, they've got this big, like, rotating pizza pan thing stacked on top of each other, and it's an oven basically, or a warmer, and they put all these pizzas on each level, like they put a different pizza on each level, and so it rotates, and you get to like look and watch it rotate and pick the piece that you want. So like there's, if there's one with more bacon on it, or one with more egg on it, or one with more cheese on it, or one with more, any of the toppings, you get to watch it go around, and you open the door and it stops, and you can reach in and grab the little piece that you want. And it's cheap. The Subway sandwich thing, or the sub sandwich thing, not Subway sandwich, but the whole deli sandwich thing is a new concept to me. Our Casey's does not have that. So as far as like being able to go into a place, walking up to the counter and saying, hey, I would like a freshly made sandwich, and he pops the bread out of the little warmer and slices it in half and rips it like, and starts making you a sandwich. That concept is a newer type situation as well. So as far as, the sandwiches go and the thing, it's worth the stop because it's fresh, first and foremost, which is hugely important nowadays because you don't want to go into a place that everybody that's walked into that place has touched, especially with everything going on in the world today. You don't want to go into, a gas station or something and open up a case that every single person that's walked into that place, and these sandwiches are just, if they're open or whatever. I mean, the pizza is kind of that way, which unfortunately, but then they're in like a warmer, so they're not, it kills the germs or whatnot. But you just, it's just nice to be able to, refreshing to be able to, if you would like, have something freshly made in front of you that you know where it come from. Some people are into that. You can put your vegetables on it. You can do all that. And it's options. That's another thing. It's nice to have options. It's nice to be able to say, oh, I want tomatoes on my sandwich, or, oh, I want, they have, roasted chicken, all this stuff. Like, oh, this is a nice option. I want to have this on my sandwich, or this is a nice option. I'd like to have this on my sandwich, or whatever. It's kind of like a have it your way, kind of like make it how you want. So as far as the sandwich goes, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It's got a perfect score for me. It was fresh. It had the sauce on it. It had everything that it needed to make it a delicious sandwich. All the meats were fresh. Everything was fresh. It was good. All around wonderful. And then as far as the gas station itself and the service goes, my overall general opinion on Casey's itself is it's a really nice place to go. Now they're offering the rewards. They give you discounts on stuff. They give you, if you're a member, you have a rewards membership, you get coupons and different things. But also at the same time, you have to think about like convenience and the way it works. And that's the reason why Casey's is up there with like the gas station thing. Is all of it's about convenience. Every gas station that we've ever reviewed, and every gas station that we will review, or truck stop we will review in the future, one of the credentials of that gas station is going to be convenience, because that's what they're designed for. They're designed to, you pull up at the pumps, you pump, put $30 worth of gas in your car, run in, grab whatever you want out of there, snacks, food, drinks, whatever, and you get back in your car and you take off. If, you run into a gas station and you happen to sit and wait for 3 years, you have to sit there and wait for 30 minutes for something to eat, or if you have to sit there and stand in line and it's easy to get in and out, like if you're sitting there online, if you're, you're waiting for everything to be done, it's not convenient anymore. And then that drives people to eat less healthier options. Like if you went into a gas station